Avocados are hailed as one of the healthiest superfoods on the planet, packed with fiber, heart-friendly fats, and a boatload of nutrients. But here's what most people don't realize. Just because something is healthy doesn't mean you're eating it the right way. In fact, most people, especially those over 60, are unknowingly making serious mistakes with avocados that could be silently hurting their health. From spiking your cholesterol to interfering with medications, the risks are real, but easily avoidable. So, if you eat avocados or are planning to add them to your diet, stick around. You'll want to hear this before your next bite. Overeating avocados and ignoring portion control. Avocados have earned a glowing reputation in the world of nutrition, and for good reason. They're rich in monounsaturated fats, particularly oleic acid, which has been linked to reduced inflammation and better heart health. They're high in potassium, even more than bananas, which supports blood pressure regulation, and they offer generous amounts of vitamins like K, E, and several B vitamins. But here's the catch. Too much of a good thing can quietly become a bad thing, especially for seniors. And that's the first major mistake people make with avocados, eating them in excessive quantities, believing they're doing something great for their health. The truth is, avocados are calorie-dense. One medium-sized avocado contains about 240 to 320 calories, and upwards of 20 to 30 grams of fat. While these are good fats, they're still fats, and your body stores excess calories from any source as body fat. For seniors, whose metabolism slows down with age, the ability to burn off these extra calories diminishes significantly. This can lead to unintended weight gain, which in turn increases the risk of diabetes, joint strain, and cardiovascular issues. Even more concerning, excess fat, even healthy fat, can still raise triglyceride levels if overconsumed, particularly in individuals with existing metabolic syndrome. According to a 2021 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, while moderate avocado consumption helped lower LDL cholesterol, participants who ate more than one avocado per day saw no additional benefit, and in some cases, saw increases in their triglyceride levels. The study concluded that balance, not excess, was key. It's also important to recognize that the healthy halo around avocados can lead to unconscious overeating. Many seniors toss half an avocado into a salad, blend the other half into a smoothie, and later enjoy avocado toast for dinner, not realizing they've consumed nearly 2 or even 3 full avocados in a single day. Over time, this can result in creeping calorie surplus that disrupts weight management efforts. This becomes especially problematic for those on a sedentary lifestyle, which is more common among older adults with limited mobility or joint pain. There's another factor often overlooked: fiber. Avocados are high in fiber, nearly 10 grams per avocado, and while fiber is crucial for digestive health and blood sugar stability, too much at once can cause gastrointestinal distress. Seniors, especially those with slower-moving digestive systems or conditions like diverticulosis, may experience bloating, gas, or constipation if their fiber intake suddenly spikes due to daily or excessive avocado consumption. Portion control, therefore, is critical. Most dietitians recommend sticking to 1/3 or half of a medium avocado per serving, not the whole thing. Spread that amount over different meals, or even alternate avocado days, rather than eating it every single day. This ensures your body gets the nutritional benefits without tipping into the zone of overconsumption. And if you're watching your calorie intake, track the avocado the same way you would butter or olive oil, because it's just as rich in fat. Another smart strategy is to pair your avocado with high-volume, low-calorie foods like leafy greens, cucumbers, or tomatoes. This helps control the energy density of your meal while still keeping it satisfying. And avoid falling into the trap of slathering avocados on high-calorie bread or pairing them with processed ingredients like mayonnaise or bacon, which only amplify the calorie load. In short, avocados can and should be part of a senior's diet, but with mindful moderation. Think of them as a nutritional accent, not the main attraction on your plate. A measured approach keeps their benefits intact and helps prevent the hidden health risks that come from overdoing a good thing. For optimal results, use a tablespoon to measure your portion rather than guessing by eye. Studies have shown that most people underestimate their avocado portions by up to 50%. By keeping track of your portions, You can enjoy all the heart protective and anti-inflammatory benefits without sabotaging your goals. Pairing avocados with the wrong foods. Avocados are naturally nutrient-dense, but pairing them with the wrong foods can sabotage the very benefits you're hoping to gain. Many people, especially seniors, make the mistake of assuming that as long as one ingredient in a meal is healthy, the entire dish must be good for them. This leads to a common but damaging trend: combining avocados with ultra-processed, high-sodium, or sugary foods that counteract their heart-healthy properties. One of the most frequent offenders. Avocado toast on heavily refined white bread, topped with salty bacon or cheese. While the avocado brings in healthy fats and fiber, the white bread delivers a blood sugar spike with little to no nutritional value, and the processed toppings flood the body with sodium and saturated fats, which are associated with hypertension and increased cardiovascular risk, two major concerns for seniors. The way your body metabolizes fats also depends significantly on what you eat alongside those fats. When avocados are paired with refined carbohydrates, such as pastries, white toast, or sugary cereals, it can lead to poor glycemic control. This is especially dangerous for older adults managing type 2 diabetes or prediabetes, which becomes increasingly common after age 60. A 2019 study published in Nutrition and Diabetes found that combining healthy fats like avocado with high glycemic index foods caused greater post-meal insulin spikes compared to pairing them with low GI alternatives. That means that even though the avocado itself is not raising your blood sugar, it can amplify the glycemic response of whatever it's paired with. Another critical point is how avocados are often used as a health buffer in meals that are otherwise imbalanced. For example, some seniors load their salads with creamy dressings, croutons, bacon bits, and cheese, and then top it off with avocado to make it seem healthier. But the overall sodium and saturated fat content in these meals can outweigh the benefits of the avocado. According to the American Heart Association, adults over 60 should aim for less than 1,500 milligrams of sodium per day, a threshold easily breached when combining avocado with processed meats or packaged toppings. The issue isn't the avocado itself, but what you're choosing to eat with it that turns a good choice into a hidden health hazard. Let's also talk about another common but misguided pairing: avocado and fruit smoothies. While it's true that avocados can give smoothies a creamy texture and help absorb fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K, many people throw them into smoothies already loaded with fruit juices, flavored yogurts, or sweetened protein powders. This combination introduces high levels of fructose, often leading to excess caloric intake and blood sugar spikes. Even worse, fructose in large amounts contributes to fatty liver disease, which is already a growing concern among older adults. Instead, when incorporating avocado into a smoothie, it's smarter to pair it with unsweetened plant milk, greens like spinach or kale, and low-glycemic fruits such as berries, maximizing nutrient synergy without overloading your liver or spiking your glucose. Proper food combinations don't just improve how nutrients are absorbed, they also impact how satisfied you feel after eating. Avocados are naturally satiating due to their fat and fiber content, but when paired with simple carbs or sugary foods, your body processes the meal more quickly, leaving you hungry again sooner. For seniors trying to manage weight or maintain muscle mass, this can lead to unintentional snacking and reduced meal satisfaction. Instead, combining avocado with lean proteins, such as grilled chicken, eggs, lentils, or tofu, helps promote satiety and maintain stable energy levels throughout the day. Furthermore, many older adults are unknowingly sabotaging their gut health by consistently pairing avocados with foods that lack prebiotic or probiotic properties. The digestive system changes with age, and fiber becomes even more important to support regularity and microbiome diversity. While avocado contributes soluble fiber, it works best when balanced with other sources like legumes, oats, and fermented foods. Meals that combine avocado with these elements help feed beneficial gut bacteria and improve digestion, rather than disrupting it. There's also a psychological trap to be aware of. Because avocado is a trendy, popular ingredient, many store-bought healthy products advertise its presence while hiding other harmful ingredients. For instance, pre-made avocado wraps or dips might contain trans fats, artificial preservatives, or large amounts of sodium. Seniors may pick up these items thinking they're making a smart choice, but in reality, they're consuming heavily altered versions of what's supposed to be a health-promoting food. Always read ingredient labels carefully, and stick with fresh, whole avocado whenever possible. To get the most from avocados, pair them with high-fiber vegetables, whole grains, and unprocessed proteins. For breakfast, instead of putting them on white toast, try serving a few avocado slices over a bowl of steel-cut oats with chia seeds and a boiled egg. For lunch, add them to a quinoa salad with chickpeas, cherry tomatoes, and lemon juice. These pairings help ensure that the good fats in avocado are actually supporting your health goals, rather than being undermined by nutrient-poor accompaniments. The bottom line is this: avocados don't work in isolation. Their benefits are only fully realized when combined thoughtfully with the right foods. By paying attention to these pairings, seniors can protect their heart, stabilize their energy, improve digestion, and avoid the silent damage that poor food combinations can cause over time. It's not just what you eat, it's how you pair it that makes all the difference. Relying on avocados as the sole source of healthy fats. Many people trying to adopt a heart-healthy diet, especially seniors, end up leaning too heavily on one safe ingredient they trust. With its reputation for promoting cardiovascular wellness, stabilizing blood sugar, and even supporting brain function, the avocado has become that go-to staple for countless older adults. But placing all your nutritional bets on one food, even a nutrient-dense one like avocado, can quietly backfire. This is the third critical mistake: relying on avocados as the sole or primary source of healthy fats, while unintentionally excluding a diverse range of equally vital fat sources that offer unique, complementary health benefits. The body thrives on balance, and just as it needs a variety of fruits and vegetables, it also requires a range of healthy fats to support everything from hormone production to cell membrane integrity, immune function, and inflammation regulation, all of which become increasingly essential with age. Let's begin by understanding that the type of fat in avocados, primarily monounsaturated fat in the form of oleic acid, is indeed beneficial. It helps lower LDL cholesterol, supports vascular elasticity, and has anti-inflammatory effects. But this specific fat, while powerful, doesn't cover the full spectrum of dietary fat needs. Omega-3 fatty acids, for instance, which are not found in significant amounts in avocados, play an essential role in brain health, reducing cognitive decline, and preserving memory. A 2020 meta-analysis published in Neurology concluded that older adults who regularly consumed omega-3 rich foods had a 10 to 20% lower risk of Alzheimer's disease. These fats are most abundant in fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel, as well as in flax seeds, walnuts, and chia seeds, all of which should be part of a well-rounded diet for seniors. Another concern with avocado over-reliance is the potential crowding out of polyunsaturated fats, which play a different yet crucial role in maintaining a healthy lipid profile. These include both omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids, and while too much omega-6 can be problematic in the context of a high-processed diet, balanced sources such as sunflower seeds, soybean oil, and pumpkin seeds can actually support the immune system and cellular repair. When avocados dominate the plate, these other beneficial sources may get left out entirely. Seniors who depend solely on avocados for their fat intake may miss out on critical phytonutrients, antioxidants, and micronutrients present in other plant and marine-based fat sources. Another often overlooked issue is that fat-soluble vitamins like D, E, and K require not just any fat, but the right combination and absorption context to be fully effective. While avocados can aid in the absorption of these nutrients, research shows that pairing different fat types across meals, such as combining monounsaturated fats with small amounts of saturated or polyunsaturated fats, can increase the bioavailability of fat-soluble vitamins more efficiently than relying on one source alone. For example, vitamin D, critical for bone strength and immune resilience in seniors, is more effectively utilized when the body has a diverse intake of supportive fats. If you're using avocado every day but not eating vitamin D-rich foods like egg yolks or fortified dairy, and not pairing those with compatible fats, you might be falling short on essential nutrient absorption despite best intentions. From a practical perspective, using avocado as a fat source in every meal can also lead to taste fatigue and culinary monotony. This discourages dietary variety, which is one of the strongest predictors of long-term nutritional adequacy and health resilience in older adults. A 2018 study in the Journal of Gerontology found that seniors with the most varied diets had significantly better physical performance, reduced frailty, and greater longevity compared to those with narrower eating habits. By limiting fat intake to avocado, you also reduce the intake of diverse plant compounds, such as lignans in flaxseed or sterols in nuts, each of which contributes uniquely to senior health, particularly in maintaining hormonal balance and reducing inflammation. Relying too heavily on avocados may also lead to budgetary concerns. Avocados can be expensive, and in regions where they're not grown locally, their cost can fluctuate significantly. Seniors on fixed incomes may end up spending disproportionately on avocados, thinking they're indispensable, while missing out on more affordable and equally beneficial sources of fat like sunflower seeds, tahini, or canned sardines. This economic factor, while not strictly nutritional, can affect access to other healthy food choices, making a varied fat strategy not just healthier, but also more financially sustainable. It's also worth noting that some individuals may have sensitivities or mild allergies to avocados, especially those who also react to latex. While rare, avocado sensitivity can cause digestive discomfort, skin reactions, or exacerbate existing gastrointestinal issues like irritable bowel syndrome. In these cases, depending solely on avocados could lead to persistent, unexplained symptoms that improve only when the diet is diversified. Seniors who experience chronic bloating or indigestion might not suspect the avocado at first. After all, it's supposed to be healthy, but a closer look at dietary patterns often reveals overconsumption of a single ingredient. To truly support longevity and wellness, the goal should be dietary diversity. Incorporate a mixture of monounsaturated fats from avocados, olives, and almonds, polyunsaturated fats from walnuts, sunflower seeds, and fatty fish, and limited but healthy saturated fats, like those from coconut in small amounts or grass-fed dairy. Rotate these sources throughout the week, instead of defaulting to avocado in every meal. Doing so nourishes different body systems, supports a stronger immune response, improves mental clarity, and keeps your meals enjoyable and nutritionally complete. In summary, avocados deserve their reputation, but they are not the be-all and end-all of healthy fats. Seniors who rely on them exclusively are missing out on essential nutrients, broader fat profiles, and important physiological benefits that come only from a balanced and inclusive approach. When it comes to fat in your diet, variety isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity for thriving health in your golden years. Eating unripe or overripe avocados without knowing the risks. Avocados may look harmless at every stage of ripeness, but the truth is that eating them too early or too late in their life cycle can introduce issues most people, especially seniors, don't expect. One of the most overlooked mistakes is consuming unripe or overripe avocados without realizing how this can impact digestion, nutrient absorption, and even long-term gut health. While avocados don't have the visible red flags of spoiled meat or sour milk, their ripeness level drastically changes their chemical composition, texture, and digestibility. For older adults, whose digestive systems may already be more sensitive, knowing the difference between underripe, perfectly ripe, and overly ripe avocados is not just about taste. It's about avoiding discomfort and preserving the nutritional value of this powerful fruit. When an avocado is unripe, it contains significantly higher levels of insoluble fiber and certain polyols, sugar alcohols that can ferment in the gut and cause gas, bloating, or diarrhea in sensitive individuals. Seniors, especially those with irritable bowel syndrome or slow digestive transit time, may find unripe avocados hard to digest. A study published in Clinical Interventions in Aging found that older adults experienced a higher rate of indigestion and gastrointestinal symptoms when consuming raw, high-fiber fruits that had not been properly ripened. Unripe avocados are also firmer, harder to mash or chew, and less bioavailable in terms of nutrient content. Even though they technically contain potassium and monounsaturated fats, the body has a harder time absorbing these nutrients when the flesh is underdeveloped and resistant to enzymatic breakdown. On the other end of the spectrum, overripe avocados present their own dangers. As the avocado flesh begins to oxidize and turn brown or gray, chemical changes begin to occur. Lipids start to break down and produce byproducts that may not only taste rancid but also irritate the stomach. Seniors with compromised digestion, acid reflux, or a sensitive gallbladder may find themselves unusually nauseated or bloated after eating overripe avocado. What's more, overripe avocados are more likely to contain mold, especially if they have been stored improperly or exposed to fluctuating temperatures. While external mold is easier to spot, internal mold that develops near the seed or just beneath the skin often goes unnoticed. Ingesting these moldy areas can trigger allergic reactions, headaches, and in some cases, mycotoxin exposure, a particularly serious concern for those with weakened immune systems. It's also important to mention that the antioxidant content of avocados significantly decreases as they become overripe. The flesh loses its vibrant green hue and turns mushy or even stringy, which not only affects taste and texture but reduces the efficacy of compounds like lutein and zeaxanthin, carotenoids known to support eye health. Seniors are already at heightened risk of macular degeneration, and missing out on these protective antioxidants due to improper avocado timing can diminish one of the fruit's biggest health benefits. According to a 2017 article in the Journal of Nutritional Biochemistry, the lutein content in avocados drops by nearly 40% within 3 days after peak ripeness, especially if left at room temperature. Understanding how to identify and properly time avocado consumption is a valuable skill, and it starts with using touch, sight, and even smell. A ripe avocado yields slightly to gentle pressure but isn't mushy. The skin will often be dark green or black, depending on the variety, and free of indentations or leaks. If you remove the stem and see bright green underneath, it's ready. If the stem area is brown or dry, that's a sign it's overripe. And if it's rock hard or has pale flesh, it's likely still underripe and best left to ripen on the counter for a few more days. For seniors who struggle with grip strength or have arthritis in their hands, peeling and preparing an avocado at the right ripeness can make meal prep easier and safer. Unripe avocados require force to cut and may lead to avocado hand, a real and increasingly common injury where people cut themselves trying to force open a hard fruit. The British Association of Plastic Surgeons even issued a warning a few years ago due to the rise in hand injuries linked to avocados. Using a spoon to scoop out ripe avocado or buying pre-sliced fresh options can reduce the risk, but only if the product is still within its safe consumption window. If you find that your avocados tend to ripen faster than you can eat them, refrigeration is your best tool. Once ripe, putting them in the fridge can extend their shelf life by 3 to 5 days. Just be sure to check for signs of overripeness before consuming. Likewise, if you cut into an avocado and only eat half, store the remaining half with the seed intact, sprinkle it with lemon juice to prevent browning, and wrap it tightly before refrigerating. Oxidation not only affects taste but can degrade key nutrients over time. In summary, eating avocados at the wrong stage of ripeness may seem like a small mistake, but for seniors, especially those managing gut health, blood pressure, and vitamin absorption, it can have a ripple effect on daily well-being. Unripe avocados may cause digestive strain, while overripe ones can carry mold, toxins, and a reduced nutritional profile. Knowing when and how to eat them ensures that you get all the intended health benefits without unexpected consequences. It's not just about enjoying a soft, creamy texture. It's about timing your nutrition for optimal health, one slice at a time. Not considering medication interactions and nutrient absorption. For many seniors, the daily routine involves more than just selecting healthy foods. It also includes managing multiple medications, supplements, and chronic conditions. This is why it's especially important to understand how certain foods, even those deemed healthy like avocados, can interact with medications and affect how well the body absorbs essential nutrients. One of the biggest yet least discussed mistakes people make when eating avocados is overlooking these subtle but significant interactions. While avocados are praised for their fiber, healthy fats, and potassium, they also contain compounds that can either amplify or inhibit the effects of certain medications, potentially leading to unexpected side effects or diminished drug efficacy. Let's begin with blood pressure medications, which are commonly prescribed to seniors. Avocados are rich in potassium, often considered a good thing, because potassium helps relax blood vessel walls and reduce sodium retention. However, some medications, such as ACE inhibitors and potassium-sparing diuretics like spirolactone, already work by increasing potassium levels in the blood. When high-potassium foods like avocados are consumed in large amounts alongside these medications, the combination can lead to a condition known as hyperkalemia, or elevated potassium levels. Symptoms can range from muscle weakness and fatigue to dangerous heart rhythm abnormalities. According to the Journal of the American Geriatric Society, hyperkalemia is one of the most underrecognized complications in older adults on certain blood pressure medications, especially when diets high in potassium aren't properly monitored. Another critical area of interaction is blood thinners, such as warfarin, commonly prescribed to reduce the risk of stroke or blood clots. While avocados themselves do not contain high levels of vitamin K, the nutrient most known for interfering with warfarin, they are high in fat, which can affect the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin K from other foods consumed in the same meal. Inconsistency in vitamin K absorption, even from other sources, can alter how warfarin functions in the body. For seniors who are already struggling to keep their INR, international normalized ratio, levels stable, large fluctuations in dietary fat, even from healthy sources like avocados, may impact how warfarin is metabolized. A 2018 study published in Clinical Nutrition emphasized that seniors on blood thinners need not eliminate avocado, but should be consistent in their intake and aware of how fat influences nutrient absorption and drug performance. For those taking cholesterol-lowering drugs, particularly statins, the interactions are a bit more nuanced. Avocados have been shown to reduce LDL cholesterol and support heart health, which may seem beneficial for statin users. However, their high fat content can increase the absorption rate of fat-soluble medications and alter how long they remain active in the body. In rare cases, this can lead to intensified side effects such as muscle soreness, liver enzyme elevation, or digestive discomfort. This is especially relevant for seniors on multiple medications, where even a small interaction can become magnified. Additionally, many statin users take CoQ10 supplements to offset muscle fatigue, and fats like those in avocados can enhance the absorption of CoQ10, potentially increasing its effects beyond what was intended. Coordination with a healthcare provider becomes crucial when introducing high-fat foods into a complex medication regimen. Even common over-the-counter medications can be affected. For instance, anti-inflammatory drugs like ibuprofen or naproxen, often used for arthritis or joint pain, can irritate the stomach lining. When avocados are eaten with these medications, the fat content may slow gastric emptying, prolonging the drug's contact with the stomach wall and increasing the likelihood of side effects. This can be particularly troubling for seniors with pre-existing digestive issues such as gastritis or acid reflux. While the creamy texture of avocado might seem soothing, its interaction with certain medications can make symptoms worse rather than better. Beyond medications, avocados can also influence how well the body absorbs supplements, especially those that require dietary fat for optimal absorption. Vitamins A, D, E, and K are all fat-soluble and need dietary fats to be effectively absorbed. This is where avocado can be beneficial, but only when consumed in the right amounts and not overwhelming the system. Too much fat in a single meal can lead to malabsorption, especially in older adults whose gallbladders may not function as efficiently. This results in nutrients passing through the system unused. According to a study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, seniors with fat malabsorption disorders may absorb significantly less vitamin D when meals contain over 35 grams of fat, even if the source is considered healthy. Additionally, grapefruit is a well-known fruit that interacts with a long list of medications, but fewer people know that avocado can also have indirect effects by enhancing the bioavailability of certain compounds in other foods or drugs. This is especially true when consumed in combination with herbal supplements like ginkgo biloba or St. John's wort, both popular among seniors for memory and mood support. These combinations can either increase the potency of the supplement or interfere with liver enzyme activity, altering how medications are metabolized. It's not about demonizing avocados, it's about recognizing that no food exists in isolation, and every dietary decision can ripple through the body in unexpected ways, especially in a medicated system. For seniors, it's vital to approach avocado consumption with full awareness of what medications and supplements are currently being taken. Keeping a food and medication journal, reviewing diet with a pharmacist or doctor, and being consistent in avocado intake rather than varying wildly from day to day can help avoid dangerous fluctuations in drug effectiveness. Avocados can absolutely be part of a healthy, medication-compatible diet, but they must be used with caution and knowledge, not assumption. Treating them as a neutral food can lead to avoidable complications, while treating them as a strategic component of your health plan can make all the difference in both safety and effectiveness. Storing and preparing avocados incorrectly, leading to nutrient loss. For seniors aiming to eat healthier, avocados often become a kitchen staple, but few people realize how much the storage and preparation methods can alter their nutritional value. While the fruit itself is naturally packed with fiber, heart-healthy fats, potassium, lutein, and other beneficial nutrients, these elements are surprisingly delicate. Mishandling avocados, whether by cutting them too early, exposing them to too much air, storing them improperly, or cooking them at the wrong temperatures, can strip them of the very benefits people are trying to gain. This final mistake is especially common and harmful because it's often done unintentionally. Many people assume that once an avocado is ripe, it can be eaten however and whenever. But the moment it's sliced, the clock starts ticking, and what happens next can drastically affect both its taste and health impact. The first issue stems from oxidation. As soon as an avocado is cut, its exposed surface begins to react with oxygen in the air, triggering a chemical reaction that leads to browning. While this browning is often dismissed as purely aesthetic, it signals a breakdown in certain antioxidants, particularly vitamin C and polyphenols. A study published in the Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry found that oxidative exposure reduced vitamin C content by as much as 20% within the first hour after cutting. For seniors relying on avocados to boost antioxidant intake and reduce inflammation, this nutrient loss can be significant over time. Simply scraping off the brown part doesn't restore the lost nutrients, the damage has already been done at the molecular level. To slow oxidation, many people turn to storing leftover avocado in plastic containers or wrapping it with plastic wrap. But these common methods can trap moisture, encourage bacterial growth, and accelerate spoilage. A better method involves storing the cut avocado with the pit intact, brushing the exposed surface with lemon or lime juice, and sealing it in an airtight glass container before refrigerating. The citric acid helps reduce oxidative browning while the airtight seal limits air exposure, preserving the avocado's nutrients for up to 48 hours. Even then, consumption should be prioritized within 1 to 2 days to ensure maximum nutritional benefit. Another mistake is storing unripe avocados in the refrigerator. Cold temperatures slow down the enzymatic processes required for proper ripening, leading to avocados that remain hard on the outside but develop internal browning and poor texture. Once refrigerated prematurely, these avocados often ripen unevenly or not at all, which not only affects taste and texture but can also result in lower nutrient absorption when consumed. For best results, avocados should be ripened at room temperature and only refrigerated after reaching peak ripeness to extend their usable life. Seniors, especially those living alone or meal prepping in batches, benefit greatly from learning this simple timing trick to prevent waste and protect their health investment. Preparation methods also play a key role in preserving or destroying nutrients. Many people saute or grill avocados as part of savory dishes, unaware that the fruit's beneficial fats and antioxidants are highly sensitive to heat. Avocados begin to degrade nutritionally at temperatures as low as 120 degrees Fahrenheit, about 49 degrees Celsius. Prolonged heat exposure can denature monounsaturated fats and reduce levels of vitamin E, a fat-soluble antioxidant critical for skin health and immune function in aging adults. According to a study in food chemistry, frying or grilling avocado slices reduce their vitamin E content by over 30% compared to consuming them raw. If cooked at high temperatures, the oils in avocado can even oxidize and form harmful free radicals, compounds linked to inflammation and cellular damage. Another common mistake is blending avocados into smoothies and storing them for later. While it's convenient to prep meals ahead of time, blending introduces more oxygen into the mixture, speeding up nutrient degradation. This is especially true for nutrients like folate and potassium, which are sensitive to oxidation and temperature fluctuations. If you're going to use avocado in a smoothie, it's best consumed immediately or stored in a vacuum-sealed container in the refrigerator and consumed within 12 to 24 hours. Even better, keep the avocado separate and add it just before drinking to preserve freshness and nutritional potency. Cutting techniques can also influence the quality of your avocado experience. Many people scoop the flesh out with a metal spoon, unaware that metal can catalyze oxidation and speed nutrient loss. While the effect may seem minor in one sitting, over a long period of regular consumption, it can add up. Using ceramic or plastic utensils helps minimize this reaction. Additionally, scraping too close to the skin often yields stringy, fibrous sections that may contain oxidized compounds. The most nutrient-dense part of the avocado is actually the dark green layer right beneath the skin, so it's best to peel the skin away gently rather than scoop from the inside. This preserves the most beneficial nutrients while avoiding the fibrous and degraded portions near the outer edge. Cross-contamination during preparation is another issue many don't consider. Using the same cutting board or knife for avocados after handling raw meat or eggs can introduce bacteria like Salmonella or E. coli, particularly dangerous for seniors with weakened immune systems. Always wash utensils thoroughly and avoid prepping avocados alongside raw animal products unless surfaces are cleaned between uses. Even though avocados are not typically associated with foodborne illness, the open flesh is susceptible to contamination once exposed. Finally, storing avocados near ethylene-producing fruits like bananas or apples can affect their ripening speed and nutritional value. While ethylene gas is commonly used to ripen fruit more quickly, too much exposure can cause avocados to overripen before you're ready to use them. This often results in throwing out overripe, mushy fruit, not just a waste of money but a missed nutritional opportunity. Keeping avocados in a separate fruit bowl or designated ripening bag can help regulate this process and provide better control over when they're ready to eat. In conclusion, avocados are only as healthy as the way they're stored and prepared. Nutrient loss through oxidation, improper refrigeration, excessive heat, and careless handling can turn this superfood into a diminished version of itself. For seniors seeking to maximize every bite, simple practices like storing avocados properly, minimizing heat exposure, avoiding metal utensils, and keeping prep surfaces clean can make a measurable difference. These habits don't just preserve flavor and freshness, they protect the very nutrients that make avocados such a valuable addition to a senior's diet in the first place.